Today I'm going to share with you my most purchased items. I actually saw this on Dr. Dre's channel. I'm going to link her video in the description box, but I thought, what a good idea. At first, I was just going to do this as kind of like a retrospective for myself personally. And then I thought, no, I'm going to share this because what I'm hoping is you will share in the comment section an item that you have repurchased over and over the last like 5 years. Let us know what your skin type is and why you repurchased that item. This could be a really great way to get a ton of new recommendations. Oh, and everything I'm going to talk about today is budget friendly. I have just one item that is somewhere in the middle of budget and high end, and I'm going to share it today. Okay, let's get started. One of the things that I have repurchased so many times over the last few years is Angel Kiss Derma Roller. Angel Kiss is real needles in these derma rollers, and they are under $15. I've talked about this before. I think that it's really important that we use an inexpensive derma roller that is high quality with real needles because you're more likely to repurchase when you're supposed to. You should only use a derma roller like 10 times at the most before you're risking the needles getting dull, maybe bending, anything like that that can actually damage your skin. So having one that is affordable that's also high quality to me is everything. You don't have to overpay for a derma roller. And so this Angel Kiss, I mean, I don't even know how many of these I purchased. We're talking tons of them over the last 5 years or so. So that is my first multi-buy over and over. I'm just gonna grab these. This is in absolutely no particular order. Next thing is gonna be this iUnique beta-glucan power moisture serum. My gosh, you guys, it is 98% beta-glucan, 2% sodium PCA. Those are both humectants. Beta-glucan is incredibly calming, very hydrating. It's a really great alternative to hyaluronic acid. For many years, I have preferred beta-glucan over hyaluronic acid. Like if I'm gonna buy a humectant serum, just a humectant serum, then I'm going to choose beta-glucan every single time over hyaluronic acid. I completely prefer it. I find this one to be non-sticky. It's super hydrating. It goes really well into essences and makes kind of bumps up their hydration level. I can mix this into cocktails and make custom sheet masks. I do that all the time, but it's also just really nice as a lightweight moisturizer instead of using an actual dedicated moisturizer. It's beautiful. It is so good. I've probably gone through, I'm going to say like 4 bottles of this over the last 3 or 4 years, which is actually a lot for somebody who has a ton of skincare. Okay, along those same lines is the Isntree TW Real Bifida Ampule. This one I have talked about on this channel so many times. This is actually a brand new bottle. I would say this is probably also about my 4th bottle over the last 3 or 4 years. And I know they have new packaging coming, but this doesn't expire until 2024, which is absolutely perfect. I mix it in and make cocktails for custom masks. I use it as a lightweight moisturizer. It layers beautifully under all my other skincare. I don't get pilling or anything. Bifida is not a DNA repair enzyme, but it does help facilitate our DNA repair by basically creating an environment where our body can do its own repair better. So Bifida is one of those ingredients that is just a superstar as far as I'm concerned. This one is also gorgeous mixed in with a long wear foundation. I can mix this in with a long wear foundation and it takes the edge off of the dryness. If you're a dry skin person, you know what I'm talking about. You want that long wear, but you don't want to feel like the Sahara Desert. Mixing in a Bifida product or a good serum, you could probably mix the beta-glucan in too, will kind of lighten up the coverage and give it a little bit of hydration so it's not too life-sucking. Okay, so that is the Isntree TW Real Bifida Ampule, a multi-purchase. Next is going to be the Dermatology Universal Tinted Moisturizer. You guys know, I mean, I've talked about this for so many years. I want to say I started talking about it in like 2019, and it's just gorgeous. It's my favorite It's my favorite hybrid sunscreen that's tinted for sure. And at that time, I actually was in clinic and we sold Elta MD, and UV Clear was my favorite at that time. And when I discovered the dermatology, I was like, oh, I like that even better, because for me, the tint is a little bit better than the Elta MD UV Clear. I still think the Elta MD is a fantastic product. I mean, it is a really great sunscreen. That tint was just a tiny bit too dark and a tiny bit too orange for me. Otherwise, they are very similar. This is definitely, in my mind, a dupe, just a little bit better color. So it's even better than a dupe for me. My Tsukiyaka Suhada, I'm not gonna go on and on about this. I feel like I've talked about this a bunch lately because it was in my AM routine, and then it's also in my custom mask video. So I don't want to go on and on, but it is urea based. It is an essence. It is so fantastic. I have purchased bottles and bottles and bottles of this. I've purchased bottles of this and resold them when I was in clinic for zero profit. Like, I bought them and sold them for the price I bought them for, just because I wanted my clients to be able to experience this. And I didn't want to mark it up because I knew that they could go ahead and go get it on Amazon or whatever. And I didn't want them to have to choose. And everybody who picked this up for me when I was in clinic loved it. I mean, everybody was like, wow, that's amazing. It is just a beautiful, light, feather light hydration, and it's a great first step. If you are dry and dehydrated, you may really love this as that initial prep that does not get in the way of any other skincare. It can actually go on your skin before any of your serums or lotions or anything else that says should go first. This isn't going to impede any of that. All it's going to do is hydrate the skin and prep it so that your skin is ready to accept whatever you put on it next, and you will be more hydrated. Next is going to be my Bloom Body neck patches. I don't even know how many times I've repurchased these, and I actually reuse these over and over and over before I repurchase them. I mean, I get a ton, way more than they say out of them. Basically, they are very, very simple. They're silicone patches that are meant for your neck. And there's nothing revolutionary about it. What's happening is you're putting a layer of silicone on your skin, and that is trapping all the water or moisture that is trying to escape out of your tissue. It's trapping it right at the surface, super duper hydrating that surface layer of skin, so that when you remove it, that layer of skin is plumped up and just looks so much better. The main thing that this is doing is hydrating that outer layer of skin and protecting your barrier, protecting you from water loss. The reason why Bloom Body is my choice, and I've repurchased it so many times, I've given them as gifts. I absolutely love this one in particular. You get it as a kit, and it shows up, and you get a neck sling. You get 2 of these. You get a cleanser to clean these. I mean, you get all of this stuff for somewhere around $20. And the neck sling alone is the game changer when it comes to these things. That means you can put this on gently. You can put skincare on if you want before you put this on, which normally if you have a silicone patch, you can't do that. You can't wear any skincare because the patch just starts to kind of peel off, and it's so annoying. With this, you can actually put on some hydration. You can put on some good stuff. You put on your neck patch, and then you put the reusable Velcro around your neck. You do not have to wear this tight so that you don't feel like you're, suffocating yourself or strangling yourself or anything like that. And it will keep this on. I love it in the evening when I am sitting down and I'm going to look at my phone, because it's a physical reminder. I've said this for years. It's a physical reminder not to look down too much. And that behavior alone causes the increase in these necklace lines that are basically the whole tech neck thing. Some of it is a behavior. Some of it has nothing to do with our skincare or anything we use or anything like it's not. It's stopping doing that behavior that will help to improve the condition. And I find that this is a physical reminder to not do that, to try and keep at least a little bit up so that I don't reinforce those necklace lines over and over and over. Okay, also from Tsukiyaka Suhada is the eye cream. And again, I'm not going to go on and on about this. This is a urea-based eye cream, and I have repurchased this same thing as the essence. multiple times. The crazy thing about this one though, you guys, is it's 1 ounce. So I don't actually have to I don't have to rebuy it that often because it lasts forever, but I have repurchased it several times. I've also given this one as gifts. I have given this one as a stocking stuffer. I think it's absolutely one of the most gorgeous eye creams I have ever used. And it's very simplistic. It's mostly just about hydration. It is not greasy, plays really, really nicely under makeup, and it's ginormous. For an eye cream, it's 1 ounce, and I just find that it goes forever. And sometimes, I've said this before too, sometimes I just mix it into that essence. I use, and I make an emulsion, like a lightweight lotion. And so, I mean, I use this more than just as an eye cream and it still lasts me forever. But it is definitely something over the last 3 or 4 years I've repurchased over and over and over, and I absolutely love it. I can't ever see not having this one in my life. So that's the Sukiyaka Suhada Urea Eye Cream. Another skincare product that I have purchased over and over and over is the Thank You Farmer. This is the Sun Shimmer Essence SPF. Now, this is an SPF of 30, and I don't actually wear this one as a dedicated SPF. I mean, I have before, like if I was going to be indoors all day long and I really wasn't going to be even go into the car or anything like that, I would wear this as a sunscreen under makeup. How I really wear this is just another layer of SPF, but as a primer. It is so pretty. If you are someone who feels like you lackluster, you're doing everything you can and you lackluster, or if you have hyperpigmentation, so your skin looks dull and you don't have any of that pink, fresh skin, I definitely know that feeling from having hyperpigmentation. And even as I'm working on it, it's like I have some redness, but I want some of that fresh pink look to my skin that I had when I was younger. This helps to fake that out. It's so pretty. It is kind of like an iridescent pink without being a disco ball. So it looks like this. And when you rub it in, it's very sheer, but it just gives this gentle luminosity to the skin with the ever so slight hint of kind of a pink, but it is not disco ball-y. I hope you can tell. I mean, you see how that is? I mean, it really, really fakes out hydrated, luminous skin. Now, it does have a tiny bit of a fragrance. I don't mind the fragrance at all. It is one of those products that the fragrance actually has a really positive connotation for me. And so you just have to decide if you're sensitive to fragrance and you don't like that, then you wouldn't like this one. It's very, very soft. I also think that this one is fine if you have combination skin, but if you are too oily, you may not like this because it may contribute to a look that is more oily than you like. But if you are normal or normal to dry and you want some luminosity, then you might really, really love this. It's absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorite things, and I have repurchased it so many times. Tsubaki hair mask. I heard about this one. I want to give her credit. I heard about this one from Christina, the owner of Jouer. I follow her on Instagram. If you don't follow her, you should. She's just amazing. She has the best Instagram account. Every single story that she puts out, I listen to every single one. I never flip through them because she's just so engaging and she always has such great content, amazing advice for like packing for trips without checking bags. I mean, she's so incredible. So most of her recommendations, I'm like, oh, bye. I mean, I'm serious. I've purchased so many things on her recommendation. She is the one that recommended this Tsubaki mask. It's by Shiseido. And it is just gorgeous. If you have, well, it's really would be good if you have normal or even borderline fine hair. It does really smooth and make your hair super silky. So I think if you have super fine hair, you might find this to make you a little bit flat. But if you have coarse hair, if you have frizzy hair, if you have unruly hair, damaged, dry, color treated, blonded hair, this mask is gorgeous. It has a very, very strong scent, kind of like, almost like pears or apples. You can see I'm down to the bottom. I already have one coming. Now I've repurchased this one since I got her recommendation, I don't know, maybe a year ago. I don't even know how many times. I've shared about it. I love it. I want to sing from the rooftops because it's so good. It is a fantastic mask. Along those same lines is the Macadamia Natural Oil Mask. I have it in this size. It looks like this. It is a thick, thick mask, which actually Smells kind of like that. Also very strong scent. This one is very like apple, pear, fruity, real strong scent. And it does stick around a little bit during the day. So, you know, that's one thing that you should know about. I think it smells amazing. I actually really, really like the smell, but it's definitely pretty strong in that fruity kind of scent. Anyway, it looks like this super duper thick mask, right? I love this so much for when my hair is out of control and it is frizzy and it's wiry and I have super duper curly hair. And the back of like the back middle part of my hair is like super duper curly and coarse and crazy, and then frizzy on top of that. This mask in particular can really take that down to where it's shiny and manageable, and I can get a blowout and it actually will look nice. On top of the fact that that one is also really, really great when I put on a cap and then I go under my bonnet dryer that I've talked about on this channel. That one is so fantastic as a heat treatment mask. It is just wonderful for that. I have purchased and repurchased that for probably a decade now, because when I was doing hair in salon, that was one of the masks I used on clients as a deep conditioning mask. I mean, I've used it forever and ever. The last thing, and it's also another mask, and it is by Macadamia, same brand, and it is called their Daily Deep Conditioner. That's this one. This one is kind of a little tiny bit lighter weight than those two, and I find it is exactly what I've been looking for my whole life, which is a daily deep conditioner. Like every single time I wash my hair, I use a deep conditioner. Like I don't even buy regular conditioners usually. And so for me, I'm like, I want something that is maybe not always so hardcore and I have to leave it in for 10 or 15 minutes, but I need that deep conditioning every time I wash my hair. And I know there's a lot of you out there like that you're like, a regular conditioner just doesn't do it enough. I don't need detangling. I need conditioning. I need my hair to be smoothed down. This is perfect because it is a daily or an every time you wash deep conditioner, but it's not like you don't have to have it on for 10 minutes. You don't have to do anything like that. You can have it on I leave it on for a minute or two, and I still feel like I get that nice deep conditioning, but it's not all the way to like, oh, I'm sitting under a dryer getting a massive deep conditioning kind of treatment. It's just like one level over regular conditioner in between that and massive deep conditioning. I love it. I have repurchased this so many times. I have given this one away as gifts. It's gorgeous and it smells so yummy. It kind of has a nutty scent, so it's different than the fruity scents. It's just gorgeous and it leaves your hair so pretty. So this is another repurchase over and over and over. I think that that's everything. There are definitely other things that I repurchase, but these are the things that I have repurchased like over and over for years and years and years. If you're interested in hearing like luxury things that I have repurchased over and over, I don't know that I have as big of a list, but I do have some things that I do repurchase, and I'm happy to share those as well. Let us know in the comments what you repurchased. Give us a review. Let us know about your skin. I'd be really curious to hear. It's a great way for me to get good product recommendations that I can try out and then I can share with everybody. So I definitely listen to your comments and read your comments and take your recommendations. I take them to heart, and I usually end up buying, I would say 75% of the stuff you guys recommend to me in the comments, I end up going and looking at and usually picking up to test out, because if it's that good for you, other people might want to know about it. So share that in the comment section for sure. I hope you're having a really wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this really fun video. Definitely check out Dr. Dre's version and tell her I said hello, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.